you want to see something dramatic?
We're looking at New York, yes?
Nature, yeah, at work. The scene last night, this looks like a film like, you know, kind of like Armageddon or something like that. This huge bolt of lightning appears to almost strike the Statue of Liberty.
Check this out, a lightning strike caught on camera right near the Statue of Liberty.
This might sum up the mood of 2020 in one video clip.
But man, that person is lucky they captured that. It's kind of freaky.
It's been rumored, I don't know how true this is, that as you were filming this, you were hit with lightning?
Yes.
That's true.
I was lit up like a Christmas tree. It was a shot I was doing on the Sermon on the Mount, and I knew it was going to hit me about 4 seconds before it happened. I said, I'm going to get hit. And when it happened, I saw the extras grab the ground in front of me. What they saw was fire coming out the right and left side of my head and an illumination around the whole body. And Mel, during the shot, they said, do you have it on camera? Actually, what happened was he said action, and as the camera's panning, coming to me, right around here is where this light just generated. When he came, by the time he got to me, I hear Mel screaming out, you know, what the heck happened to his hair? I mean, I look like I went to see Don King's hairstylist. 5 minutes after I got hit, Jan Michelini, an assistant, walks over and says, are you okay? Then he got hit, and I said the difference was that they saw the bolt come down and hit Jan. They didn't see that when I was standing there. And all I felt was this like a giant, tremendous slap on my ears and about 8 seconds of like a pink-red static in front of my eyes.
You had a literal miracle in the set. I mean, what do you attribute? I mean, you could have died. People get hit with lightning playing golf and they die.
Yeah, or get incinerated. Jan, but the hairiest thing about it is Jan, who came up to me, had already been hit. And I mean, 3 lightning strikes on one film, one guy getting hit twice, and me getting hit, obviously, the one time, but, and there were a lot of miracles, other than that kind of a miracle.
Hurricane Hannah wreaking havoc in Texas, flooding scores of neighborhoods and businesses. After making landfall as a powerful Category 1 hurricane.
We're in the eye wall of Hurricane Hannah, which is making landfall right now on the coast of South Texas with 90-mile-per-hour winds.
The storm causing flooding at a maternity hospital just over the Texas border in Reynosa, Mexico. Doctors and nurses trying to protect expectant mothers and newborns from the water, evacuating everyone to higher floors. While in Texas, the first Atlantic hurricane of the season blowing over this semi. Shredding roofs and splitting structures in half in Port Mansfield.
You have to carry him on your back,
And forcing water rescues in Corpus Christi. Texas's Governor Abbott now issuing disaster declarations for more than 30 counties as the state battles one of the worst COVID outbreaks in the U.S.
You got to think about the amount of force it probably took to topple it, meaning this may have taken more than one person to do this.
The statue that was here came down first, followed by the one in Little Italy. A crowd cheered as crews lifted the Columbus statue off its base at Columbus and Roosevelt at 3 a.m. It was placed on a flatbed truck and then taken to an undisclosed location. There have been calls in cities across the U.S. to take down Columbus statue. Black Lives Matter was among the organizations urging the mayor to take the statues down, calling them symbols of white supremacy.
Tonight in Washington, there is another standoff between authorities and protesters over a statue many see as an insult to African Americans. But unlike the Confederate symbols that have recently come down, this monument was intended to honor the man who emancipated slaves.
Dedicated in 1876, it was paid for by African Americans, but designed by an all-white committee and has long been controversial. Not because of Lincoln, but because of the subservient position of the enslaved African American man kneeling before him.
The world under lockdown. In normally bustling New Delhi, birds sing out in deserted streets. There is no one at Greece's tourist hotspots. Only prayer echoes across Riyadh. People are staying home, but if we look up, nearly 8 billion of us can share in something else. A supermoon is above us, rising on Tuesday evening. It is expected to be the brightest and biggest of the year. Roughly every 14 months, some astronomers expect the moon to come closer to Earth than at any time since 1948.
Tonight on 6 on Your Side at 10, a rare and powerful earthquake rocks the state from Twin Falls to Moscow and sends Treasure Valley residents scrambling for cover.
From cracks in the street to other signs of damage, Boise, Idaho got lucky from a big quake centered just about 75 miles to the north and east.
Oh my God. I'm not gonna see if Megan felt that one. I just worry about the beans.
But it wasn't just one quake. The 6.5 in blue has also been followed by aftershocks, dozens of them.
Related or just a coincidence? After a magnitude 6.5 earthquake yesterday in Idaho, we asked a local seismologist if it is connected to the quake here in Utah 2 weeks ago.
Floors, walls, our chandelier is shaking.
Tobin says the west coast is being pulled north and compressed. It creates a rotational effect east to that part of Idaho, which instead of being squeezed is actually being stretched and expanded.
So far this year, we tragically lost Kobe Bryant. Sports has been canceled. The coronavirus has us isolated inside our own homes, and now an earthquake? Can we just start 2020 over? And I know I'm not the only one who feels this way.
Some years are like this and some years are calm, and you never know.
This is Mecca after the Saudi authorities imposed a full lockdown. Islam's holiest site is always packed with pilgrims throughout the year. But these are extraordinary times.
These farmers in eastern Kenya's Kitui County are running out of time. They were invaded by millions of desert locusts that used their farms to breed. Now their hoppers are about to mature, and if the farmers don't kill them all before they develop wings, then this second generation of locusts that have already devoured tens of thousands of hectares of vegetation across East Africa will cause even more devastation.
Although locust invasions are nothing new, it's been decades since swarms of this size were seen in many affected countries.
Nastua tu kwa sababu hatujaona manini kama hii. Na tena ukiingia kwa miti kama hii anamaliza nyasi mpaka hata unastuka kitu kiendelea kuenda mbele atamaliza nini nyasi zaidi.
The swarms in Kenya will be moving north. In the region, countries such as Ethiopia, Somalia, South Sudan, Eritrea and Djibouti will be hit hard as the locusts head toward the Arabian Peninsula. Some farmers are concerned that with the onset of coronavirus, many governments will divert resources meant to deal with the locusts.
A locust swarm can cover hundreds of square kilometers. It's not uncommon for a swarm to be as big as the size of a major city. And 1 square kilometer can contain at least 40 million locust adults. What's more, in just a single day, these hungry insects can eat the same amount of food that 35,000 human beings would be capable of. The current desert locust outbreak took the countries in the Horn of Africa by surprise. Somalia hasn't seen this amount of locusts in the last 25 years. For Kenya, it's the worst outbreak in 70 years. The scale of the locust invasion has overwhelmed these countries.
Scientists have a mystery on their hands. Signals from outer space are being detected. But what's causing the unusual sounds and where exactly are they coming from? TV 1055's Vanessa Murdoch has more.
In a galaxy far, far away, we're talking 500 million light years away, something big is happening, and scientists on Earth can detect it.
You sort of think about E.T. and stuff like that.
I can't think of a mystery that we've had this enticing in a long time.
Tim Paglione, a professor of physics and astronomy at CUNY York College, confirms a recent journal article that hones in on fast radio bursts, or RFBs, is causing a lot of buzz.
What we see observationally is there is a bright, very short burst, like milliseconds burst of radio emission from someplace, from something.
Paglione pinpoints their origin. In this case,
It's in this spiral arm, and that's the localized spot of the FRB.
what's most exciting about this signal from outer space is that it repeats itself every 16 days.
They used to be a one-off. There'd just be this burst and then you'd never see it again. And so that made it even more mysterious.
Scientists wondered if what they witnessed was even real, but picking up on the pattern changes that.
They were real, we could determine a lot better where they were.
And help eliminate ideas about their origin.
There's alien spacecraft out there and they kick on the afterburners. Is that what we're seeing?
Paglione says the most likely culprit, a magnetar. It's what's left after a massive star explodes and collapses in on itself.
You've gone from something about 10 times bigger than the sun, which is already 100 times bigger than the Earth, and compressed it down to the size of Queens.
And it could be the reason for those repeated radio signals from outer space.